Y'all, I just walked out the room just now, and the first thing Yoshi says is, "Mommy, you look like Betty Boop." That's all the validation I need. If this is Yoshi approved and she knew who I was, all the validation I need. I don't care how much I feel like I'm about to go teach a salsa class right now. She knows who I am. Where Betisha at? Where's she at? She right here. With her juicy lips and her black bustier, okay?
On can go, playing all night through, but a saxophone can't, like Betty Boop can do.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Ellarie here. So the other day I posted a picture on my IG of the Halloween outfit I wore last year and asked for suggestions if I was able to film a Halloween tutorial this year, which this will be the one and only tutorial I'm doing for Halloween this year. And a lot of people were saying things that, you know, a lot of people had already done, and I was just like, you know, they already killed it already. I don't know if I really want to do that one or that one or that one. But someone put Betty Boop, and I was like, aha, aha. But this is not going to be like the cartoon version of Betty Boop. I wanted to do a melanin version. Like, I wanted to look like Betty Boop, like if she was a brown girl, but I still wanted it not to look so cartoony. I wanted to keep it kind of easy and use stuff that you guys can use if you have at home, besides this tragic wig that I'm wearing with it. But you guys will see if you guys continue to watch. Please, PSA, I have no idea what I'm doing. I did not practice this. I'm literally just gonna be looking at a picture, and I've never glued my eyebrows down before, so this should be interesting. So we'll see how this all goes, because we're about to get started right now. Okay, so what I'm gonna work on first are these brows. As you can see in the picture, I'll probably put right here, her eyebrows are a lot more angular than mine. I decided to just glue them down and draw my own because my eyebrows are just so like McDonald's arcs, and I needed to make them look more, you know, flat-ish. So I'm gonna glue my eyebrows down. I really don't know what I'm doing. I really, really don't. I'm just brushing it up, and I'm gonna use a glue stick, of course. Elmer's non-toxic, and I'm basically gonna work this glue into the brow, going in different directions and making sure it's nice and lacquered up. Now I'm just gonna brush that glue through with a clean spoolie. Then I'm gonna add some more glue, this time using a flat spatula tool. I'm just gonna scrape some glue off. Basically, I'm just trying to get the hairs to lay as flat as possible. And I'm gonna let them get a little tacky before I go over them with the spoolie again, just to make sure the glue is worked in and that the hairs lay as flat as possible. Then I use the tiniest bit of water in my spoolie to kind of smooth out some of the clumps that gathered when I was brushing through the glue. While this one is drying, I'm just go ahead and glue down the other side so it can dry as well. The thicker your eyebrows are and the more curly they are, the more layers of glue you may need. So mine are kind of curly and thick in like this area, so I needed a couple layers of shellac. Now I'm gonna tap some translucent powder over them with a synthetic brush. And I know you wanna tap, you definitely don't wanna wipe. Now I'm gonna conceal the darkness of my brow with an orange color corrector. This one's from LA Girl. Now I'm just gonna add another layer of translucent powder before my foundation. Now I'm gonna add my foundation. For my brows, I'm gonna use a smaller beauty blender just because I'm afraid I'm gonna mess them up if I use something bigger. And it's gonna give me more control over blending the area. And for the rest of the face, I'm gonna use my bigger beauty blender. I'm using the Fenty Beauty 420 foundation. Now I'm just tapping on some of my face powder with my beauty blender over my brows to get rid of that shine. I want to say that I look cute with no eyebrows, but that would be a bald face lie. Anybody laugh? No. Alright, so since I don't know exactly what I'm doing, I want to sketch out the shape of my brow first before I go in with something darker, because I don't want to mess them up. But basically, I am just going to look at this picture and try to do exactly like that. Just going in the shape that you would put your eyebrows in if you want Bae to like go buy you some food, but you just ate 5 minutes ago and he irritated, so you gotta be like, I can't even show you right now because I got no brows. But that's the look we're going for. So I'm kind of going to start like above my brow. Her eyebrows are kind of far apart, so I'm kind of start right here. I'm using this On Point liquid liner by Pure, and I'm just going to draw out the shape of the brow that I sketched out. Now I'm just going to clean up the lines and fill them in. Now I'm just using a flat angle brush and some matte black eyeshadow and going over the brows to fill in any gaps that I may have missed. I wasn't super happy with the brows at first, so I did play around with some concealer and a little bit more of the liquid liner just to get them in the shape that I wanted. I used Tarte Shape Tape in Deep and just kind of cleaned around them until they got to a shape I was happy with. Alright, this is as close as I could get them. I know they're looking a little music notey, but it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I'm just going to move on to the rest of the face and hope that it gets better from here. That's probably going to be the hardest part of this tutorial, the brows. Everything else is pretty simple, hopefully, because there's not too much going on with the eyes. I'm just going to prime them so they don't crease up. Now I'm just going over them with my face powder. And even though the picture I'm referencing, the character doesn't have on any eyeshadow really, I'm still going to define my crease a little higher than I normally go to give my eyes a more wider look. Now I'm going to add some liquid liner with the smallest wingtip. And now for my lashes, I'm using Salon Perfect, the Go Glam Multi-Pack, and I just stacked two of them together. I took this one from this row and stacked it right on top of the one above it, making sure they lined up perfectly to give that thick, individual clustered lash look. Now, Betty Boop's face is pretty much all one color. There's no highlight or contour, which really makes me sad because I don't like to film without highlighting and contouring. And so I'm just gonna go under my eyes a little bit, the Shape Tape in Deep, and I'm just going to brighten up the under eye area a little bit more. And I am going to be contouring my nose, so I'm going to add a little bit of concealer down the center, and I already went up the sides. This is a great concealer if you haven't tried it yet. Sharp Shape Tape. It's actually not called Sharp. That's what my daughter does every now and then. Tarte Shape Tape. And instead of concealing it with my normal Sacha Buttercup powder, I'm just going to use my face powder, which is more similar to my skin tone, because as I said, I kind of want everything to be like the same. I don't really want it to be highlighted or yellow. I kind of want everything to be brown. You know? This is the only time it's okay to have a little bit of moon face going on. And I'm using the Beauty Blender opposed to a brush because it applies the powder a little bit more heavier. Just working some eyeliner in between my lashes because I can still see the lash band a little bit. Okay, now for the waterline to make my eyes look a little bit larger, I'm using the Fake Awake pencil from Tarte. This is a nude liner as opposed to a white liner. I usually do not wear, actually I don't wear, I'm not gonna say usually, I don't wear white eyeliner. I prefer nude eyeliner. If I do use a brighter liner on my waterline, this is a pinkish nude, so it's still gonna give the illusion that your eyebrows are brighter without having that harsh white liner. And I'm also gonna come down a little bit in the inner corners to make it look a little bit more dramatic. I'm going right underneath this nude liner with a little bit of black eyeshadow. Now I'm going to use these lashes from House of Lashes. They are called Precious. They are for your lower lash line. I'm going to darken up the lash band first so I don't run into the problem that I did at the top. It's clear, but it still be showing. And I'm going to pop these on more so in the outer corner of my eye than having them placed right in the center. Now I'm just adding a little mascara to my top and bottom lashes to make them a little darker. We're almost done here, people. Just the nose, the cheeks, and the lips. Betty Boop, of course, has the smallest little button nose, so we're gonna try to turn my daddy's nose into a button. I'm using this contour palette from Black Radiance. I'm gonna use this darker color right here. And instead of going like all the way up here, I'm just gonna kind of focus on the tip of the nose. And I'm gonna use this Sugar Daddy highlighter from Artist Couture to put on the tip of the nose and the inner eye corner. Before I finish off with the lips, I'm gonna add some blush. This is Snapdragon by Becca Cosmetics. And I'm gonna add this where I would normally add a highlighter, right on the tops of the cheeks. For the lips, I'm gonna change up the shape just a little bit, still keeping them kind of full and luscious, but making them a little bit more pouty. But since I'm going over the matte red lipstick with a gloss, just to prevent any bleeding, I'm going to use the CoverGirl Farewell Feathering Lip Pencil first in the shape that I want to draw out my lips for a little barrier. Then I'm going to take my ColourPop pencil in the shade Ellarie. I know it looks very dirty right now, but it's just the whiteness. It's being my purse and all over the place. Tip is nice and clean and sharp. And I'm just going to kind of round out my Cupid's bow, which I never do, but I wanted to make them look a little bit more like hers as opposed to keeping my natural shape. So I'm going to round out my Cupid's bow and kind of point the tips of the lips. I'm gonna go inside my lip line a little bit to make them a little thinner on the outside. I'm trying to make the corners have a little point to them. And when I do my lower lip, I'm going to go inside the lip line a little bit in this area and then pull it down towards the center. And I'm just gonna smudge it out a little bit with my finger. Now I'm going to add a liquid matte lipstick. This is Too Faced Melted Matte in the shade Lady Balls. And I'm going to fill in my lips with this shade. My stash is leaking, hold on. I got the Whitney lip. I use the wand for majority of the lip, but I'm using a small flat angled brush to get that point in the outer corners. I'm adding a little bit more of the liner to the outer corners of the mouth just to bring more light towards the center. And finally, I'm just gonna go over the gloss with this Too Faced as well. This is I'm Bossy, and it is their melted latex, so it's gonna gloss up the lips. Then I'm just gonna brighten the corner of my mouth with a little bit of the concealer. It's gonna make like the outside look a little bit more brighter and make my lips a little bit more prussier. Since I am Betisha Boop, of course I have to have the big hoops, not the little ones. Betisha don't wear no little hoops. Couple bangles. Bam. Y'all, I got this wig off Amazon. Look at this. Will you look at this? It's gonna take a little holy water and a prayer to get this to look right. I look like I'm about to go salsa. This wig literally felt like if I put any heat on it, it would burst into a flame. So instead of trying to make the hair mimic Betty Boop's hair, I actually brushed it out and I liked the way it looked. It kind of went with the look, so this is like a brown girl version of Betty Boop. I just fluffed out the curls and then added some fake tendrils with some black liner. I don't know if those are supposed to be hairs or lion stripes. What did I just turn into? If one person says I look like Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite, I'm blocking you. I'm serious. I'm not playing around because I worked really hard on this. Once again, playing on the black Betty Boop theme, I'm wearing a black bralette that I wore in one of my first Get Ready With Me videos. And the outfit is complete, y'all.
Playing all night through, but a saxophone can't like Betty Boop can do.
I will leave all of the info in the caption, and yeah, until next time, love you guys. Huh? Sister thinks she funny, whispering $1 mera. $1 mera. I'm not Juan.